What it is, my jive turkeys, peace and grease here. We need to talk about the latest news in Warframe. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot to talk about, but there are two topics we need to address. The first is the new Renown pack slash PlayStation Plus pack. How do you get it? What's in it? Is it worth it? As well as the future of Nightwaves. Now, that's going to be a little bit lengthy, but let's start with this Renown pack first. So let's talk about what's in it, what you're going to get if you decide to purchase this. So the first thing you're going to get is the Okina melee weapon. Now this is a pair of sais. It's a decent weapon. It's not the worst. It's not the best. But if you go with the hybrid build, you're looking at about a 50-50 split between crit and status. It has a decent amount of slash. I do highly recommend running a primed reach mod. And the reason for that is because the range on these things is tiny. In fact, even with the primed reach mod, it feels like enemies are always out of range, just barely out of range, and it's definitely annoying. But with this pack, you're also going to get the Okina Obsidian skin, which seems to look pretty nice. And also you're going to get the Pazza Sugatra. So let me see if I can give you an angle here. So yeah, there you go. That's the Pazza Sugatra on the hilt of both of these sais. Furthermore, you're going to get the Okina emblem. Now this is under sigils. It goes on your Warframe's shoulders. And let me see if I can show you this. So this is the Okina emblem you'll be getting. It's really kind of hard to see on your Warframe because unfortunately it doesn't really stand out. But this is it right here. You can just kind of barely see it on Mirage's shoulder. On top of this, you're also going to get the Mesa Okina glyph. If you're a Mesa fan, you'll probably want this. Let me see if I can show this to you. There it is right there. This is the Mesa Okina glyph. Again, Mesa fans will probably dig that. On top of all of that, you're going to be getting a 3-day credit and affinity booster, as well as 100 platinum. Now, is it worth it? Well, basically, you're going to have PlayStation Plus to acquire this. You can't just buy it outright like you can a Renown pack. So PlayStation Plus here in the US is about $9.99 a month. So if you had $9.99 and you spent that on a platinum pack, for example, you'd get about 170 platinum. This pack is 70 platinum short. You're only getting 100 platinum, but you are getting the melee weapon, you're getting the skins, you're getting the Sugatra, emblem, sigil, boosters, as well as the platinum as we already discussed. Does that make up for this 70 plat? Well, you're going to have to be the judge of that. Now, with that being said, we need to talk about the future of Nightwave. Now, DE has announced that Nightwaves going forward, at least for the foreseeable future, are going to be intermissions. Now, I am not in the least bit surprised by this. In fact, about 6 months ago, if you go through my channel, you'll notice I made a video titled, "You Don't Want Intermissions," and I listed all the reasons why intermissions going forward are a bad idea. Now, unsurprisingly, there's a few content creators out there that were really pushing for this, which is what prompted me to make that video. So hearing DE state that, yes, they're going to be intermissions going forward, yeah, I expected this. I'm not surprised at all. But what does that mean for Nightwaves? Okay. Well, we've got an issue here. And I think there's, well, technically a few issues. First of all, when we look at Nightwaves to intermissions, you're going to see that we already have more intermissions than we have ever had full production Nightwaves. And DE is planning at least 3 more intermissions after the current intermission we're in, Norris Choice. That means we're going to have over double the intermissions than we have ever had full production Nightwaves. And I really don't feel like we really gave full production Nightwaves a fair shake. DE has announced that they are going to be sprinkling in some new challenges, which, that's kind of whatever. But let me tell you the ugly truth about intermissions, and this is something I said in my video 6 months ago. The problem with intermissions is that it's the same recycled rewards we've seen numerous times to date. And now we're going to see them even more crop up in the next 3 Nightwaves. Furthermore, for most of us that have been around for these night waves, we have all the rewards. So every intermissions is the same in that 2/3 of the rewards are stuff that we already have. Now, with that being said, yes, DE is now putting in duplicate protection, or at least they have for the last intermission. And I pushed really hard for this. I did. I wanted this because the problem that we had before was when we got to a level on Nightwave for a reward that we already had, we got nothing. Like literally nothing. Like for example, if you had this Sayandana and you go from level 24 to 25, you get zip. So at least getting something like creds is a good thing. The problem that I have is I'm not hearing a lot of discussion, unless I completely missed it, about totally revamping the cred offerings and filling it with all new rewards. So it seems like it's going to be the same stuff. And unfortunately, that means that we're just going to have to buy the same resources over and over again, as we have already been doing through all of these intermissions and night waves. So, yeah, that's definitely a concern. But that's not even my big concern. You need to understand that the only reason intermissions exist is to offer players a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth chance to pick up rewards that they missed in the full production night waves. Now that we don't have full production night waves, the purpose of intermissions are lost. Now, again, I've said this many times, I'm going to say it now. Maybe you're excited about one of these rewards, like maybe this Nakana skin, right? Maybe you're excited about that. But are you going to be as excited about it the sixth, my mouth's going to work, the sixth time you see it, or the 24th time you see it? Are you going to be as excited then? Of course not. You're only going to be excited the first time you get it. And let me paint you a picture. This reward I've seen a few times. 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 So as you see, 2/3 of this intermission is useless to me. It's nothing but creds on top of the creds that are already in the rewards. Furthermore, let's look at the new rewards to old reward ratio. This is a new reward. That's 1. This is a new reward. That's 2. And this is a new reward. That's 3. There's 30 levels. 1 in every 10 levels has a new reward. That's it. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. Yeah, this is Ephemera is a new reward. So 4. Doesn't really change much. There's still, out of 30 levels, only 4 new rewards total. That's par for the course with intermissions. That's been par for the course with every single intermission we've ever had. And going forward, the next 3 intermissions we have, it's going to be the same exact way, in the sense that we're only going to get a tiny sprinkling of new rewards. Everything else is going to be recycled content that we've seen numerous times previously. Now, I guess in a negative way, this is a good thing, because it's finally going to open people's eyes to exactly what intermissions are or are not. And in this case, the reality that intermissions are nothing but a hamster wheel. That's it. It's a bunch of recycled rewards that we've seen numerous times before with the tiny sprinkling of rewards, and that's about it. And they, of course, they put a carrot at the very end to kind of prompt the donkeys, that's you and I, to continue to run this. And what I mean by carrot, I'm talking about Umbral Forma. And I get this question a lot, because I always say to tell people that I don't care about intermissions. They don't encourage engagement with me. When I see intermissions, I immediately see a vacation from Warframe. It's a game I don't have to come back to. It's a time where I know I can go buy a new game and I will not be interrupted by Warframe, because there's nothing going on. Umbral Forma always being at the end, level 29 or 30, is getting very, very old. In my opinion, Umbral Forma needs to be at every 10 levels. At rank 10, Umbral Forma. At rank 20, Umbral Forma. At rank 29 or 30, Umbral Forma. Because getting one single solitary, meager, paltry Umbral Forma every single intermission is just not worth my time. DE expects us to grind through 2/3 of an intermission on rewards we've already gotten or seen many, many times, all in the hopes that we're going to get what? One Umbral Forma. That's a problem. That's a very big problem. The other thing that I always hear from people is, well, Peace, aren't you worried that you're going to miss out on rewards? No. DE will not let you miss out on rewards. There are no exclusive rewards or timed rewards in this game. And any that did exist, DE has removed. So, for example, if you missed out on this waveform of Imra, don't worry about it. You're probably going to see it a half a dozen more times. It's probably going to appear in the next three night waves, or excuse me, intermissions. Maybe not all three, but it'll probably make its appearance in some of those. So you can't miss out. I strongly believe, and I'm being sarcastic, but I strongly believe that DE tries to give every man, woman, and child every single reward in this game. So what is my motivation to run this? Umbral Forma? No, thank you. My time's more important than that. I'm not going to do a whole 30 levels just to get this. That's not worth it to me. Now, if it's worth it to you, well, run, donkey. Go get that carrot. Me, I'm good. I don't need Umbral Forma. I can use regular Forma and just continue to reforma and put everything I want in there. There's a way around it. I don't need it. What do you think we did back when there wasn't such a thing as Umbral Forma? So to me, this is irrelevant. And no, you can't miss out on rewards as far as I'm concerned in this game. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, the point that I'm making here is intermissions need to be completely revamped because they no longer serve the purpose they were originally intended to, which was to offer players the opportunity to get rewards that they missed out on in the full production night waves. Since we no longer have full production night waves, they have no purpose. So intermissions need to be completely redone from the perspective of its own individual alert system. No more recycled content. Now, again, that's just my opinion. Now, by the way, in case you're wondering, why would DE do this? Well, their defense of it, or excuse of it, is that, well, it's going to allow us to reduce development time for post-New War content. Okay, on the surface, that sounds good, right? Which leads to the biggest question of all, which is, how much time? How much time is that saving? How soon can we start expecting post-New War content? Every 3 months? Probably not. Every 6 months? Twice a year? Probably not. Once a year? Maybe. Maybe. Is it worth it? Well, I think you seriously have to look at what activities you're sacrificing in this game to supposedly reduce development time. In my opinion, games like this need to be cranking out brand spanking new content, and in Warframe's case, post-New War content, twice a year, bare minimum. And I don't think that that is unrealistic to expect. So is it worth killing off activities in this game? Well, you'll have to be the judge of that. But when I hear phrases like that it's going to reduce development time, what I'm seeing is content drought. We're not going to be getting anything. Yeah, it's concerning to me, to say the least. I definitely see some flaws in the thinking here. Now, again, if DE can guarantee us we're going to be getting new content twice a year by getting rid of full production night waves, is it worth it? Yeah, I think it would be. But do I think that that's going to happen? No. But there you have it. That is the news for Warframe. Let me know what you guys and gals think down in the comment section below. And until next time, peace out.